Steve just got a raise, not a huge one, nothing flashy, but enough that he noticed. It showed up on his paycheck, and for a second, Steve felt something he hadn't felt in a while: relief. That quiet thought of, okay, things are going to be easier now. On the drive home that day, Steve wasn't stressed about money. He ordered food without checking prices. He didn't open his banking app 3 times that night. He even thought, maybe for the first time in years, I think I'm finally getting ahead. That feeling is real, and for most people, it lasts about 2 months. Because here's the part nobody tells you: raises don't fix money stress, they pause it. Steve didn't suddenly change his life. He didn't buy a sports car, he didn't move into a penthouse, he just made small upgrades: a couple more subscriptions, nicer groceries, eating out on weeknights because work has been crazy, nothing reckless. Everything felt reasonable. That's important. Because money stress almost never comes from big dramatic mistakes. It comes from quiet upgrades that feel earned. Psychologists have a name for what's happening here. They call it baseline drift. Your brain has a setting for what normal spending feels like. When your income goes up, your brain quietly adjusts that setting. Studies show that within 3 to 6 months, most people adjust their lifestyle almost perfectly to match new income, not because they're irresponsible, but because the brain adapts fast. Steve's new paycheck didn't feel like extra money anymore, it just felt like his money. A raise is like raising the ceiling in your house. At first, everything feels spacious. You notice the air, the room feels bigger. Then you start filling the space: a couch here, a table there. Soon the room feels exactly as full as before, just nicer. Steve didn't feel rich. He felt normal again, and that's where the stress came back. Because the stress didn't disappear, it changed shape. Before the raise, Steve stressed about bills. After the raise, Steve stressed about keeping up, keeping the lifestyle, keeping the comfort, not slipping backward. That kind of stress is sneaky. It doesn't feel like panic, it feels like pressure. There's another psychological reason this happens. Your brain hates unused capacity. If there's room in the budget, your brain assumes it exists to be used. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Good things stop feeling good very quickly. Expenses don't. That's why raises never feel as big as we expect them to. And it's why people making $60,000 can feel just as stressed as people making $90,000. The number changes. The pressure doesn't. Sometimes it actually gets worse. Because a raise doesn't just increase income, it increases expectations from your job, from your lifestyle, from yourself. Now, Steve wasn't just paying bills, he was maintaining a version of his life. And when stress showed up again, it felt personal, like he failed, like he should have figured this out by now. But Steve didn't fail. This isn't a discipline problem. It's a design problem. Money stress isn't solved by income alone, it's solved by boundaries. Before Steve upgraded anything else, he made one rule: the raise would never touch his daily spending. It went somewhere invisible: debt, savings, investing. The key wasn't saving more, it was making the money unreachable. If the money never becomes spendable, it never becomes stressful. That's the difference. Not more money, more separation. Steve still enjoyed his life, but now his lifestyle had walls. And those walls did something income never could. They made stress predictable. Raises don't fix money stress, they just give it more room to grow. Boundaries are what stop it. Money doesn't yell, it whispers. And if you don't decide where it goes, it will quietly decide for you. Thank you for watching. If you struggle with your personal finances, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel to see more helpful content.